If you guys like hear chainsaws and stuff in the background of this video, I apologize. We just had a huge storm on the East Coast, and there are like a bunch of trees down on my road, so they're trying to like cut them up with a chainsaw or something. So I apologize if there's background noise, but we have something really incredibly important to talk about today. First off, we got some information about a new limited time mode, official information, because now obviously a lot of stuff gets leaked here and there, but like official information from the developers over on the Apex Legends Twitter page. We also have some really big news for console players who like the BR genre. That's going to be a little bit later in the video though, so make sure you stick around for that. But first, we got to talk about this new limited time mode. And when I say new limited time mode, you guys already know that I'm talking about a recycled limited time mode. Now, I'm not entirely sure why, if we're just getting recycled limited time modes, we can't have them more often. But that's a story for another time and for another video that I've probably already complained about in the past. So we're not going to touch on that today. What we're going to touch on is actually what we're getting. So earlier today, which will be yesterday by the time you saw this, the Apex Legends Twitter page tweeted out a video. It was just a reused clip from the Grand Soiree event for Always Be Closing, and that's going to be the limited time mode that we're actually going to be getting on August 11th. Now, there's no word if there's going to be any event accompanying this, so we don't know if there's going to be like any new heirloom or if there's going to be like skins or packs or like anything like that. All we know is that we're getting Always Be Closing, but with a little bit of a twist. You're going to start with a Mozambique and an Evo shield. So you're going to have to really like keep up with the circle. You're going to have to be on the move while also trying to loot and do damage, because if you don't keep up your damage, obviously you get to the end game, you're going to get wiped out pretty quickly by that Predator squad that has Evo shields. If you're thinking like, oh, I'm only like a level 12, I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, newsflash, everybody gets Predators. It doesn't matter if it's your first game ever playing. So just make sure you're dealing damage so that you can at least stay alive a couple seconds against them before you die. Now that is going to be running for 1 week until August 18th, and that'll just about wrap us up for this season, and then we'll move into season 6 probably the week after that, if I had to guess, which is actually pretty nice because that's lining up very nicely with when I go back to college. So I'll be able to make videos more regularly as long as there's content being put out, which once there's a new season, hopefully there will be. If we do end up getting a new map, I'm going to be doing all kinds of like hiding spot videos, where the best landing spots are, where the best rotations are, all that kind of stuff. So make sure you lock it in here. If you're not already, you can hit that red subscribe button to join the club. You don't want to miss out on this kind of content, so make sure you hit the bell as well. But we have even bigger news than that, like far bigger news. So if you guys know anything at all about the BR landscape right now, the kind of environment that's always shifting, you'll know that Hyperscape popped up on the scene a couple weeks ago. We just finished the open beta for PC, but they announced just the other day, I believe it was about 3 days ago now, but I figured I'd inform the Apex community because you guys probably weren't aware. But on August 11th, which is the same day as Always Be Closing, Hyperscape is going to be dropping on console and on PC with crossplay and cross progression and a new battle pass. So there's a whole lot of stuff to be unpacked there. Now, I think this is going to be pretty interesting to see. I think depending on how well the servers hold up over there, you're going to see a pretty significant drop off in Apex, at least for the day, just because Hyperscape is such a small game. It's only about 10 gigabytes, which is, only about twice the size of an Apex update. So I think a lot of people, especially on console, are going to be giving it a try. I put up a poll a little while back asking people what they'd be playing once Hyperscape is out on console, and it was a pretty good split. It wasn't 50-50, it was about 70-30, but that's still a pretty big chunk of Apex players who are willing to at least give Hyperscape a go on console, and a lot of PC players I know are already playing quite a bit. I've noticed recently that there's been quite a significant drop-off of players though, obviously now because the open beta is closed, but towards the end it was getting a little bit dry, and I think the reason for that is because there aren't different characters with different abilities. Now obviously you can pick up and customize abilities, but it just doesn't quite feel the same because there are certain abilities that are just like significantly better than other ones. Like in Apex, there's usually a pretty good balance Characters who have really good tactical abilities tend to have less of an impactful ultimate ability or passive, something like that, but it feels like almost everyone in Hyperscape is using the same abilities and weapons. So I think just ironing out like different balancing issues will be a big part of helping the ecosystem for Hyperscape. And I don't think Ubisoft will really have a problem with that. In the past, they've always been pretty good at like keeping things fairly balanced and keeping them up to date. Obviously, with the pandemic going on, it's a little bit harder to implement new things. Now, that's not an excuse for games that are already in place, because like tweaking things that are already made is a lot different than like adding in new content, which is partially why I give Apex so much crap, because they have such a huge library of content that's already been created, and I think it would be really nice for them to like give us old stuff again, like just old repeated limited time modes that would keep the game kind of fresh. So for Hyperscape, I think that they're gonna have a little bit of a slow start, but with the release on console as well as cross play and cross progression, even though it's definitely not going to come anywhere near to topping like Fortnite or Apex or PUBG, I think it'll be in a really good spot just outside. I think it might pass up Warzone, especially for PC players, because it just feels like more of a talent-driven shooter. It's a little bit more difficult than like the more casual battle royale games like Warzone. So I think it'll find a place. But the thing that's going to hold it back is that it's a very difficult game skill-wise, but it doesn't really have any potential for like professional or ranked play, at least in my opinion. It's a very fun shooter, a very fast-paced way to like spend your night if you come home from work and want to blow off steam, but it just doesn't feel like it's the kind of game that could go pro, like Siege or Fortnite, or even kind of Apex. Apex really needs to work on just like their camera work and that kind of thing, because all the games, and this is a problem with Battle Royale in general, just kind of feel difficult to watch and like nothing happens for the first 15 minutes. But I digress. I mostly just wanted to talk about the implications of August 11 on both of these games and what I think is going to be the result of it. So there you have it. We have Always Be Closing with Evo Shields in Mozambique on August 11 for Apex Legends. And of course, we're going to have Hyperscape fully dropping on console and PC with both crossplay and cross progression on August 11th. So that's a really big day. Let me know down in the comments right now, which one are you more excited for? Which one are you more likely to hop on your console or PC to give a try first? Because remember, we are getting that first battle pass for Hyperscape, and the skins do look mighty fine in that game. So I'm really excited. I personally can't say which one I'm more excited for. I haven't decided yet, but do some thinking on your own and let me know down below. That's going to be it for me for this video though, guys. So make sure to hit the like button on your way out if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to hit that red subscribe button if you like the kind of content I make. That's going to be it for me though, guys. So until tomorrow, take it easy.